please, to get to the other side, please.
Between what?
Please. No!
No, please, no.
Yes! Okay, fine.
Go! Oh my god, what the hell?
Minecraft Championships is a monthly Minecraft tournament created by the Noxcrew and organized by Scott's Major. It features 40 creators grouped into 10 teams of 4. The goal is to earn as many coins as possible over 8 minigames, with each game moving forward being more valuable than the last. The top 2 teams after these 8 games commence move on to the final duel, Dodgeball. The team that wins that Dodgeball match is then crowned the champion of MCC. To decide which games are played and in what order, we look to the Decision Dome. The Decision Dome is where players vote to choose what game they will play next. At the start of the MCC, this 8-slice wheel will randomly choose a roster of games that people will select from, with one minigame appearing on each slice. Players are then given an egg, which they will throw onto the slice containing the game that they want to play. This egg spawns a chicken where it lands. Once the time runs out, the game on the slice with the most chickens on it will be played. Simple, right? Well, not really. The chickens can wander around, potentially messing up a team's plan for a vote. In addition to that, players are occasionally given power-ups to further add chaos. Some power-ups set a slice of wheel on fire, killing all the votes for a particular game. Other power-ups can summon a mega chicken that's worth 3 votes instead of 1. There are even more twists that the Noxcrew have introduced in other MCCs, so the voting phase stays fresh. Using these twists to your advantage is crucial to maximizing your team's coin earnings. Players' PvP skills will be put to the test in a variety of both classic and original games. It's the classic battle royale that everyone knows and loves. At the start of the game, players search the map for chests filled with food, loot, and weapons. Players can enchant their weapons using enchanted books and anvils scattered around the map to empower themselves as they confront the other teams. Over time, the borders will shrink, forcing teams to fight each other to survive. Players earn coins for kills and for every player they outlast. The last team standing also earns a hefty coin bonus. This game tests your PvP skills, teamwork, and coordination. May the last team standing win. In this PvP-based game, each team will battle against all other teams in round-robin matches, with each round only lasting 1 minute and each player only having 1 life per round. The aim of the game is to capture the center wool. This is done by using the shears given to each player to break the wool in the center and place their own team's colored wool in the space. Once the 3x3 square is filled with your team's wool, the round immediately ends. At the start of each round, each player is given a basic loadout of weapons, but players can specialize by choosing a bonus item. Additional items are also scattered throughout the map, allowing lots of room for strategy. The map changes each MCC, forcing players to switch up their strategy each time. Killing the enemy team earns some coins, but more coins are given when the center area is captured. Thus, most strategies in BattleBox fall into 2 groups. The more PvP-oriented teams aim to maximize coin output by killing the enemy team, then capturing the objective. The less PvP-inclined aim to finish the fight before it starts by rushing the objective before the enemy can touch them. A spin-off of the classic game of Skywars, players spawn on their own floating island above the perilous void. The game is played over 3 rounds, with each round lasting only 4 minutes. Players are armed with a chestplate, tools, weapons, as well as unlimited blocks for use in many different situations. More items to strengthen their team are also located in neighboring islands. Over time, the borders shrink from the sides and from the top, forcing teams to fight each other to survive. This game was brought in to replace its predecessor, Skyblockle, which was a PvP spin on the traditional Minecraft map Skyblock. The players started on the original Skyblock map and would have to bridge out to various islands to gain resources for the PvP that awaited them on other islands and in the middle. In Sky Battle, players earn coins for kills and for every player they outlast. The last team standing also earns a decent coin bonus. The things that differentiate this from regular Skywars are the unlimited blocks, the hollow center, and the shrinking border, encouraging aggressive plays with various projectiles and explosives found around the map. May the brave be rewarded.
Hole in the Wall. From the titular show, this movement-based game tests your reaction and quick thinking over 3 rounds. At the start of the game, players spawn on a donut-shaped platform. Walls will then spawn in from all 4 cardinal directions, and the players will have to dodge these walls by squeezing through gaps in them or by jumping over them. As the round progresses, the platform shrinks and the walls become faster and more challenging to dodge, forcing players to think fast. The last standing player wins. Players earn coins every time another player falls off and they're still standing. If only one team's members are still alive, or if the time runs out, all surviving players earn a hefty bonus. As more MCCs have been played, more and more players have gotten accustomed to their own playstyles. Some players call out which direction the walls come from for their fellow teammates. Other players also use third-person mode to get a wider field of view. Other teams even sing along to know where the walls are coming from. Really, they do whatever it takes to stay alive.
Don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree.
Rocket Spleef. This movement-based game tests your elytra control. At the start of each round, players are equipped with a rocket launcher, an elytra, and a firework. They are then dropped down onto the map, which is normally a very large, destructible structure. Firing the rocket launcher destroys the nearby terrain, and the explosion knocks players back, sometimes off of the structure and into the void. Halfway through the game, your firework will be removed if you haven't used it yet, and TNT will rain from the sky, eventually destroying whatever's left of the map. Players must use their elytra and rocket launcher to fly onto the remaining chunks to be the last player standing. Players earn coins for causing another player to fall off, and every time another player dies and they're still alive. If only one team's members are still alive before the time runs out, all surviving players earn a hefty bonus. This game tests how well players know explosion and elytra physics, so get ready to see lots of wings circling around. Parkour Warrior, the game whose name is inspired by the hit show Ninja Warrior. This minigame tasks players to get as far as possible into a long and challenging parkour course in only 10 minutes. There are 8 mini courses with 3 challenges each for a total of 24 parkour challenges. As one would expect, the courses only get harder as you progress, using trickier jumps that test if players know their Minecraft physics to the very pixel. Players earn coins for every challenge they complete, and a bonus if they complete a mini course. In addition, making it to the very end and completing the final tower earns a large reward for the player. Getting there is very difficult, and the courses have only gotten harder as the MCCs have gone by. Only the elite can finish the course within the time limit, and are rewarded immensely for doing so.
Let's go!
Parkour Tag. This game has temporarily replaced Parkour Warrior as the predominant parkour game. It tests your quick thinking and teamwork. Teams will face off against each other in a round-robin format, similarly to BattleBox. At the start of each round, each team will elect a hunter to face off against the 3 runners on the other team. The goal of the hunter is to tag the 3 runners faster than the enemy team's hunter can tag your team's runners. A player can be a hunter for only up to 3 times, so picking the right hunter to go up against the right team is crucial. The goal of the runners is to survive for as long as possible. The runners are outlined, meaning that hunters can see them through walls, but not the other way around. Hunters earn coins for each player they tag and how fast they tag them. They also earn a bonus if they tag all 3 runners faster than the enemy hunter.
Double!
Runners earn coins every 10 seconds they survive, and if they last the full minute, the runner team earns a hefty bonus. Since each team has players of varying parkour skill, deciding who to send out as hunter pretty much decides half of the round.
Got him.
There's no perfect place to hide for the runners, so positioning and calling out the hunter's position are the key to lasting the longest.
Let's go!
Ace Race, which is the more advanced version of Foot Race, is a movement-based game where the aim is to be the fastest to complete a 3-lap course going through the land, sea, and sky. There are several kinds of movement mechanics that the players will encounter as they race through the course. There's the speed boosts, the jump pads, the mega jump pads, the trident, the aqua rings, and the wing rings. Maximum coins are given to the player who finishes first. Each subsequent finishing player receives 12.5 less coins than the player who finished before them. It's a race to be the fastest, and familiarity with the course and mechanics are needed to finish in the top spots.
Wait, Pete, what was that?
To get to the other side and whack a fan is a chaotic movement game that tests a little bit of every kind of movement. Players will have 6 rounds of races where they'll have to get to the other side of a map and then whack a fan to complete the round. How they get to the other side varies with every map. Sometimes you'll have to use a boat, other times you use a trident. Sometimes you need to bridge using blocks, and sometimes you'll just be running on your own 2 feet. Players are also able to hit each other, leading to all sorts of extra chaos. There's a different gimmick every round, and you and your team will need to be creative in order to reach the end first. Players earn the most coins by being the first player to whack a fan that round, with each subsequent finisher earning 2 coins less. In addition, the first full team to finish that round will earn an additional team bonus. This team bonus means that everyone on your team will need to be fast. Sometimes teams have utilized team strategies to ensure the entire team makes it to the end together. Creativity, adaptability, and most of all speed are what's needed to place high in this minigame.
In this team-oriented game, it's a race to gather the items on the card as fast as possible. Teams receive coins by being one of the first 5 teams to collect an item listed in the map given to them. Points are scored per item, and after 5 teams obtain an item, it is worth 0 points.
Oh, stakes out.
To make everything super fast, hence the name, various quality of life changes were introduced. All players get permanent saturation, removing the need for hunger management. They also have enchanted weapons and tools with sharpness and efficiency to make killing and mining faster. Chopping down one log will cut down an entire tree, and iron and gold ores immediately drop as ingots when mined. Players can also teleport to their fellow teammates or to spawn using the teleportation pearl, allowing for quick coordination with their teammates. This game rewards players that know Minecraft mechanics, crafting recipes, and item locations very well. Since teams score the most points by being the first to collect the item, efficient task delegation and coordination is essential. Dividing your team to focus on items that are common to different areas are what allow your team to get the most points. This team-oriented building game tests player communication, Minecraft knowledge, and resource gathering.
Thanks for the free stone, idiot.
Players are presented with 3 small builds that they will need to replicate in their own plots. To gather the resources needed to craft the required blocks, they'll need to head out to Build Mart, a large building filled to the brim with all the resources they need. Contestants need to be careful because the shopping carts that are provided for you to ride in are very fast and very difficult to control. There are many fall traps scattered around the store that can cause players to lose all their items.
I am not bringing the quartz.
After gathering the resources needed and copying the build correctly, the team earns points and a new build will spawn. Once the time limit is reached, any partially completed build will also earn points for the team.
Hey, 94% of it is still 33 extra coins.
Teams earn the most coins when they're the first team to complete the build, so efficient resource gathering and quick building is crucial.
I'll go for redstone, you go for stone.
Since there are more players than builds available at a time, that extra player will be important to boosting the team's overall efficiency. Some teams elect that player as a runner, being the one to gather any stray blocks that would otherwise take too much time to collect.
Anyone got any flowers?
I've got flowers, I'll be back.
Players have tried many other strategies to varying levels of success, and these strategies will only evolve as more MCCs get played. This cryptic game tests a little bit of everything from players. Teams will explore a large, randomly generated dungeon to collect as many coins as they can before escaping through the portal. Their time in the dungeon is limited by a large sand timer in the center that dictates the time they have left. If the timer runs out before they leave, they lose all the coins they have on them and are locked out, unless they have banked the coins they had for a 20% fee at the Sphinx. Players can extend the timer by supplying it with sand blocks scattered around the dungeon. As the players explore the dungeon for coins and sand, they'll come across many dangerous rooms filled with traps, monsters, and obstacles threatening to take their hard-earned belongings. Players will also encounter colored vaults as they explore the dungeon, requiring a matching key to unlock its contents. When they die, players drop all their items and a percentage of their coins and are then entombed at the center. An entombed player can be freed at the cost of 1 sand. Once players are satisfied with their adventure, they'll need to head back to the center and leave through the front portal to keep all of their hard-earned coins that they haven't banked at the Sphinx. Once they leave through the front door, they can't come back, so they need to make sure that they're fully done exploring the dungeon to the best of their ability. To track the time efficiently, most teams elect a player to stay at the center and keep track of the timer while the other 3 members explore the dungeon's depths. Teams do their best to keep track of keys and their matching vaults, since these vaults house a hefty amount of coins. Skill, communication, and resource management are all key to make the most of a team's stay in the dungeon. After 8 chaotic minigames, the top 2 teams go on to face each other in the final duel. In this game, each player is equipped with a bow. At the start of the round, an arrow will drop on each team's side. Much like regular dodgeball, arrows can only be fired from your own side of the arena.
I just gotta. Where did my bow go?
Each arrow is a one-hit kill and takes the player that was shot out of that round.
No, I'm out too.
If an arrow misses a player, it will be available to pick up from where it landed. If an arrow falls off the platform, it will respawn on whatever side it fell out of.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm out.
I can't get that. It'll drop. Don't go for it.
As arrows are fired and players are taken out, the arena shrinks, leaving players with less room to dodge. The first team to eliminate the other wins that round. The first team to win 3 out of 5 rounds wins the championship. As more and more MCCs have been played, the strategies for Dodgebolt have only evolved over the years. There have been a fair share of sweeps and close matches. Some teams trust their star player to land their shots and give all their arrows to that one person. Other teams share the arrows amongst each other in order to keep everyone in the loop.
Let's go.
Good shot, good shot.
No matter the strategy, taking out the strongest player each round is important to keeping your team alive. May the best team win.
Yes, sir! Ace bomb!
And who are these incredible commentators, editors, and writers who created this video? Well, we are the show team, and we're creating highly produced esports style content about MCC. This will include a pre-show to get you ready on what you need to know for the upcoming MCC, the show, which will be a recut version of MCC with many perspectives, commentary, graphics, and more, and then there will be a post-show to break down what happened in the entire MCC. And we hope you'll enjoy the show.